This is a stub video. It's useless, and it's about all your base are belong to us, the meme. Don't watch it. Okay. This is going to be a brief, very brief history of how this thing occurred and how it evolved. In 1989, a company named Toaplan made a arcade game, and they were in Japan at the time. This was originally a kind of an exercise in training for anybody who worked under Toaplan, but it ended up being a game, and they called it Zero Wing, at least translated or transliterated to English. 1991, it was ported over to a Sega Megadrive or Sega Genesis, depending on where you are. It was called one or the other. And they added in an intro, and it added in this port that they made, music by two people, I can't pronounce their names correctly, but Tatsuya Uemura and Noriyuki Aradar. I can't pronounce your names properly, I'm sorry. So that's right now, those are the two people apparently who are credited for making the music that was within the intro. And the intro itself was done by almost the same people who made the arcade game. Now, one of the things about the intro is, and this is where I'm going to nitpick, is it had the visual-only artwork up here, and then it had the fonts and text down here acting as a transcript of what was being spoken by the characters on screen. And that's all. It didn't actually have their voices come out. Or did it? And I'm supposed to play that song that everybody remembers from a specific YouTube channel. But anyway, but it had the music in the background. Now, later on, year 2000, much later on, November, a music group called Laziest Men on Mars created a song called Invasion of the Gabber Robots, and they used the intro by them either synthesizing or other the same content here that was pure text, or was there an audio track that was synthesized for the Sega Genesis? And created that, turned that into a piece they did for the majority of their recording for the audio. And it was a techno Gabber, that's a subgenre, Gabber parody song that was inspired by the intro and had also the music from the intro in it. So if they had done their own speech synthesizer or just used a voice bender to create the words so that you could hear them, or was it from the game? Now, when I try to look up these little details, this is the part where I say this is a stub and I don't have complete information. And, or maybe if you know the answer, go ahead and say so. Now, there's a Wikipedia article, and the last time I checked it, which was 5 minutes ago, it didn't state how that was done. They're not very detailed or granular because who cares? So anyway, but that song was put out, and the Laziest Men on Mars own a copyright based on sampling some of the music that was done by the two artists that ported music into the intro, and there was no visual of the intro, but the text of it could be considered also sampled, just somebody speaking it. Or again, did the Sega Genesis speak these words? Now, the next part. 2001 or other. At this point, it became a meme, and the Gabber Robots song was out, and people could grab the artwork depiction of cats and the other characters, and someone decided to take the text translation and throw it over the top of it in appropriate locations. And this also made it to where it could be, if you wanted to, wide screen, but you don't get a widescreen copy when they do that for some reason. I'm upset by that. And at the time, when it starts just playing Invasion of the Gabber Robots, the song, meme images were put up that were altered with whatever they normally had in the exploitable image, where it's a picture of somebody holding up a sheet of paper or whatever, or a sign. They would add in, all your bases belong to us, and that became a whole bit throughout the rest of the song. It should be pointed out that the last part of Invasion of the Gabber Robots has an ending bit that would be really good to put in some more stuff, including the little meme of all your bases belong to us is a dead meme, because you had to kill it eventually because it was a monster with a little headstone. So at almost 5 minutes, that's the end of the stub. That's all the data there is for it. but that was the Starseige Tribes forum that provided most of those altered images. And they were, at the time, already memes that were being spread all over the place, also known as demotivationals or image macros and exploitables, as they're called now. The language of humor and, more importantly, fast communication by instantly recognizable symbology and iconography in humanity. I'm sure some college students did a frickin' thesis on this. So why did I do this video? This is an rcr5. I'm giving you most of the history of it from 1989 to the year 2001. That's a long duration for the evolution of something. 90% of it was done in 1989 by just doing the game, right? No. 90% of it was done in 1991 when it was ported, which was almost the same timing. So 91 to 2001, it's a 10-year duration of each component going in, but it took a long time, literally till 2000, for somebody to create the music piece that became long enough for somebody to put in a bunch of memes. But people looking at the poorly translated thing and laughing their ass off was the motivation, because it just became an in-joke among people who played obscure games. I mean, I used to spout off stuff about Half-Life because I became obsessed, kind of, with playing the original Half-Life. Otherwise known as Half-Life 1 to some of you, because you don't know what... You have no taste. So anyway, that's it. But yeah, the Newgrounds upload of that whole thing happened apparently in 2001 forward, and it was the culmination of it all. But to this day, and this is the thing about this video, if you care... the Invasion of the Gabber Robots is a good piece of music that's in stereo. Most of the copies of All Your Base Are Belong to Us, the video, have mono for that. And the music from the people that added it to the Sega Genesis port is also screwed up a bit. And then they screw up the aspect ratio. I'm upset. I took that personally. And because at this point we have a lot of companies or individuals or whatever that have copyrights, me making a remix of this that makes it better quality and takes advantage of the fact that you can plug that Sega Genesis Megadrive thing, the Mega Genesis, into a high quality video capture and get high resolution, already been done. The audio for both of these sources, for both music and the techno remix, are also available in high resolution. I could sit down and build a better version of it, in my opinion. Should I do that? Comment below if you think it's a good idea for me to do a remake in the year 2025. At one point I said 2026 because I had a brain fart in the video. But in 2025, should I do a remix based on something that was effectively built from 1991 to the year 2001? Should I do a full remix? Because I can't find one that uses the original audios and the original imaging and does a cleaned up version in, quote, intergalactic quality, as you see on the internet these days. Should I do that? Because that's an interesting project. That's all I'd ever do it for. And yes, I found out, I was today years old when I found out, doing a remix of this would be almost impossible for me to receive a copyright claim on. All I'd have to do is include a link to every one of the artists' bios and everything, and it would be just me remaking it. I mean, this is still on the net, and it was done in 2001 by appropriating all their work, and they don't seem to have a problem with it. Anyway, that's it. If you have a comment, leave it below. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that.